a bit of background, Dr. Madan Mohan Rao and me have this platform called MXR.world. Our objective is to do shorter forms of engagement events that leads to tangible outcomes for all stakeholders, for speakers, thought leaders, communities, change makers. And we've been doing this for quite some time. In fact, I'll ask Dr. Madan to introduce himself.
Yeah, so when I was in the events integration with the state of okay. I was looking at I did research and story 400. So also the CIS management. So we connect investors, innovators, in the broader ecosystem to see how they can scale up in the country and products. So this is one of the greatest moments. So we began with startups we're working with now, designers, food, educators, designers.
So this, just to share with you the sort of activities that we're doing this month. We began with the SaaS industry. Then there's a lot of interest in the food tech, D2C, sustainability. And this Thursday at the Axel Launchpad Investors Office, we are doing a deep tech startup mixer, where we are inviting winners of deep tech competitions. In fact, our host guest today, Chandra Mohan, was the third place winner of the Global Investors Meet Venturize by the government of Karnataka. So you're also invited to the session. We'll have so there we have deep tech founders presenting it to investors and other people who can help them take things forward. The premise comes from how do we get people to provide leads, learnings, insights, connects for various enablers, right? So the flow of the session would be, so let me introduce to you Ajay and Anisha. So Anisha and Ajay are professionals in the coffee industry. They are entrepreneurs themselves. Ajay is the founder of Caffeinum. Anisha does testing, food, R&D, the whole coffee space. And we figured there's a big ecosystem in the coffee industry. So there are a lot of competitions, a lot of leaders, influencers, like engagement events, at pubs, at coffee places, because along with innovations, ideas, they also want to have a great experience, right? And these are great places to connect with people. So just a quick sort of introduction to the kind of competitions that Ajay, Anisha, and the coffee ecosystem have been involved. So we have the World Coffee Conference happening in Bangalore, the G20 World Coffee Conference. And that's a massive ecosystem. So many of the entrepreneurs who are into ONDC, who are looking for bigger opportunities, you might want to explore that space as well. Because I remember the previous event that we attended, we had a lot of bank influencers, decision makers, we had corporate leaders who were at these sessions. So some of the competitions that in part of is the Indian AeroPress Championship, the National Barista Championship, and all of that, right? So I'll leave it to you guys to introduce yourself and let us know what we can experience, and then we'll take things forward. So after the session, we have a discussion around the sustainability opportunities. So we'll have Mr. Chandra Mohan present. We'll have a live audience where we'll also have a couple of questions, and we'll see how we can support and help Chandra Mohan in his entrepreneurial journey. Okay, over to you. Thanks.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ajay Reddy. I'm basically a coffee taster professionally called Q grader, international licensed. So Q graders are the people who are considered standard in coffee industry as a taster and sensory aspect. And we are Q Arabica graders, and so we professionally taste coffee and give feedback about the coffees from farms. We support farms in a way to improve their quality of coffee and also to do the sustainable work there. We can implement different aspects in their farms so that the whatever they are producing and the outcome is very like sustainable. Usually, coffee farms are considered to be very sustainable because it grows in shed. So the trees and the canopies and all will maintain the ecosystem of the farm. Because if you are growing coffee, like I mean, other products are grown like in the field, so we do deforestation and all. But coffee is one product which can grow easily in the shade of forest trees and all. Apart from that, I am judging different competitions, national championships. I am associated with Coffee Board, and I will be in the committee of the PCC also. So we will be conducting different event workshops, competitions. Baristas who are interested can participate and get through as a champion, and the champions from those competitions represent India in world champions. Yeah, so that's how it is. And my basic part work is that I get samples from farms. I also work with farmers to develop specialty coffees, which are unique flavored, unique profile. We work on fermentations. We work on different types of processing where we can make the coffee taste better than what you are tasting. So that's all we'll be doing in this session. Also, we will be introducing you with different coffee. Let me introduce Anisha Kumari. She is from Ranchi, Jharkhand, and she belongs there. But she has done the same course called postgraduate diploma in coffee quality management with me in coffee foods. We are classmates, and we are in coffee industry since 9 years. So, yeah, you can
So,
tell.
I work with Cafe Coffee. I'm kind of new product development. So we make all the new recipes. You see in the menu is designed by our team. So I'm with Cafe Coffee Day for past 6 months. Yeah, with job. Working with new products, developing new ingredients. And I'm also part of Aeropress Championship that I judge the competition.
So let's start with our session. So coffee as a commodity, you see, it's world's second largest traded commodity. Uh, so if you see after crude oil, coffee is the one which gets around the world everywhere. India is major consumer of tea, but world consumes coffee. So that's how I can just sum up like how coffee is important to the world and how India as a coffee producer is also considered important because we are supplying world with their cup of joe, which again helps them work. So we make world, and we are almost in sixth position as a producer, and we have a lot of potential to explore in specialty coffee, which we are working now. So there was a time when India was considered as a very average coffee grower, like not much quality and all. But now the scene is that India is now slowly changing the perception. People are looking at India as a specialty coffee grower. And if in this coming session, we'll be tasting some of those world quality coffee.
And India is also known for the shade grown coffee because we grow all our coffee in shade. There is like plenty of ecosystem happening around the coffees we have in India. And other than India, I think Vietnam has.
Shade grown, I guess
I think only India is having that shade grown coffees.
Colombia has implemented
Colombia has,
some.
but like
But
base,
mostly they do it
mostly
as a
India-
farm kind of stuff. So all the mechanical stuff. But India we grow it in jungles. So most of the jungle trees are retained and then they grow secondary trees which you shed to the coffee and then the coffee grows in well protected conditions in shed.
and we are not disturbing the ecosystem of the jungles. All the animals, you can find tigers
And
roaming around, elephants, monkeys roaming around. And we also do mixed farming with coffee. Like there is a
spices,
spices we use in
pepper
between
and most of
peppers, fruits. Not impact. Yes,
it impacts but not that
not
much.
too much, but yeah.
Majorly the factor affecting coffee is the soil, then the processing what happens and the varietal and there are different other aspects which introduce. But soil, climate, varietal, and processing are more four major means, aspects which affect the coffee flavors. Yeah, so there are two major commercial varieties are available. Now there are different other varieties which are being introduced, but majorly Arabica and Robusta are considered as the main coffee commercial commodity. And we usually, if you go in a cafe, you get a blend of mostly Arabica and Robusta and then espresso blend. And if you go to specialty cafes, there you can get Arabica, which is from unique farms and all. That's how it is. So in India, there are majorly 5 states which grow coffee, and there are some non-traditional states also. The regions which are like Chikmagalur, Bavadangiri, uh,
Manchurabad.
yeah, Nilgiri, Palni, Kevarais, and then Araku, which is near
So
to
if you see the Indian map, Karnataka, Kerala, and Tamil Nadu are the major coffee growing region, which we call traditional areas of coffee growing area. We have some non-traditional area of coffee growing as well, which is your Andhra Pradesh, Araku Valley,
Odisha,
Orissa, Koraput, then
Meghalaya,
Meghalaya.
Northeast.
So entire northeast region, or we can call it Brahmaputra region. It also that comes under non-traditional area of coffees. We are like researching over there, and they will those places will be the first generation of coffee growing regions like Assam, Nagaland, Meghalaya, even Arunachal is going on trials, and Tripura. Those places are first generation of coffee growing states.
So if you see, Arabica is considered to be mild internationally. So it has mild flavor, it has some tanginess, it has some citrusy and notes like caramel. So there are three. If you are tasting coffee, usually black coffee, there are three categories which are considered. The first is enzymatics. Enzyme in this technical terms are difficult to understand, but I'll try to make it as simple for you. Enzymatics is the natural character of the coffee bean, like which will be present when the coffee is growing in the farm. Then comes sugar browning. That comes when you start roasting coffee. So that time caramelization, Maillard reactions happen where the sugars and proteins come together and make chocolate-like aroma. So chocolates, nuttiness, these then caramel. These are developed during roasting. And then further you roast the coffee, the dry distillation starts, where you get the strong coffee flavors, the bitterness, and the oils and other aspects. That is called dry distillation. So when we taste coffees, these are the three categories which we differentiate the coffee in. So there will be a range of different flavors in same category also. Like enzymatic, there will be floral, fruity, then there will be some other uh, fermentation viney flavors. Then with sugar browning, you get chocolatey, nuttiness like the almonds, with hazelnut, and all. These come under sugar browning. Dry distillation will go for like the strength, bitterness, then the oil, and also the
Bittersweet chocolate.
yeah, with the dark chocolate, and those flavors develop in that stage of the coffee roasting at the end stage. When you roast coffee, there are three stages again. So we will go like so when you usually coffee is roasted in drum, you charge the coffee beans, and the drum keeps rotating, and the heat is continuously supplied from behind, and the heat will heat up the beans, and then it will get roasted uniformly in the drum conditions.
So in the drum, there is air flowing. So
Hot
first, it turns into hot air and it helps to roast the coffee more evenly.
Yeah. So you can roast in pan, but if you see because of the hot surface, if you are roasting peanuts also there will be some part which is
Burning.
burning dark colored. So we usually try to roast coffee in very controlled condition where the flavors uniformly develop inside the whole bean. So heat penetrates inside till the tail part and get the. So in that also it will be like first it will start like cinnamon color, hay color because it will start losing its color the moment it starts getting heated. It will lose its moisture, and then after some time the caramelization will start. There you get the first crack. So like how when you are roasting peanuts you get sound, similar sound comes, and that is like indicator of flavor development. So first crack onwards the flavor start developing in your coffee. If you taste the very light roasted coffee, it will be slightly grassy, nutty, and
Acidic.
yeah, more acidic. But eventually these acids start burning, and also the caramelization and all will continue and develop all the flavors which you get. Then the stage comes where second crack happens. So that will be like the carbon dioxide in the beans will start releasing because of the whole temperature being at the 180 degrees or more than 200 also. So there you get this dark chocolate and other flavors we start developing. So now what we'll do is we'll start from. Shall we take it down or something? I need it for grinding coffee.
So during the roasting process, not some volatile material, volatile releases.
So that is bigger than.
इसमें हो जाएगा
The flavor comes out, like different volatile materials, components with different flavors, and those are the biggest. The parameters to go in the coffee, like during the roasting volatile.
One question.
Yes.
The raw material for the coffee, is it bean or leaf?
Beef. These are the green coffee beans. So in a fruit, the cherry, it has cherry beans. And that we remove during the processing of coffee, we remove the skin, we remove the pulp. And then you do the fermentation of the coffee just to remove the mucilage. There is a like gummy texture of mucilage over the coffee bean, and we remove during the fermentation process, and we get a beans like this, and we dry it like on the drying earth. We dry it, and there is one more process which is called drying on naturals. In that we take out the cherries and dry it with the skin with the pulp. We just wash it to remove the foreign materials like leaves coming in or the twigs or stones or some mud or soil.
Yeah.
So those things will remove and we dry the entire cherry as it is. And after that, we process it and we remove the skin and everything, and we get the beans again. In specialty
Yeah.
range, we have one more process, which is honey sunrise. He can explain it better.
So
because
there are two major categories of coffee considered in coffee industry. One is commercial coffee, which largely is available, and you don't much take care. You take care of basic part of coffee, like cleaning, and you should not have foreign material and all. But then you don't much take care about the quality there. But usually that is what goes in market also as the cheaper coffee, and also it goes as a espresso blend. Uh, and there is one category where one customer expects they get some good experience about the coffee. So what happens is for developing that kind of coffee, planters or farmers take extra efforts for that. So if coffee is a natural biological product, so it will be like a berries in the farm. These red berries which are at the correct stage of ripening. If the planter is making a specialty coffee, he will harvest those kind of berries and he will process it further. In commercial, they harvest everything like in the different stages of ripening and all. They use that. So what happens is in specialty, the quality of the coffee is taken care, and then this I need to grind, but how will you? Can you very one? You can start from there. So what you do is you can take a target, get a tray.
Okay, I'll
Just take one. No, she will be there to try now. You can carry to me. Yeah. So there are washed coffees. Grind size Topinga, Palikavan, Wholesale. This wellness and so if you smell this, yes, so we don't eat much spicy food and not much oily. That we have to take it. That's all. That is basic thing I do to keep my sense salad. So this is kind of washed coffee. So you don't get the fruity kind of flavor.
Yeah.
It has some
There's like mud.
like it felt like it is kind of woody note.
That's beautiful.
Now I'll. So this is very
Generally, coffee will be available in powder also.
yeah.
So what is the variation, or is it powder is better, or is
If you are if you want a good experience of coffee, it's better to have one grinder. So you can grind the beans fresh. Will show you. Yeah. So this machine which was there, it was a grinder actually. But since we can't connect it here, I would have ground it. But then I have a hand grinder which I'll be showing while trying. This has a kind of fruity flavor, fruity winey.
That's what would be.
So this is what we do in specialty coffee. We process the coffee.
Flavor?
No, we don't add flavor. So this coffee was, so the berries were harvested, they were fermented in a controlled condition, and then slowly they were dried. So these are kind of naturals, which she was selling. The berries are harvested and then they process and they dry the berries with their berry. And the washed one, which you smell for, which doesn't have that protein on, that there you remove the outer skin, and then there is a mucilage, which is a coffee cup pulp. So you scrap it off, and then like doing different processes. Like this one is a fermentation one. So you ferment and you remove the pulp, coffee pulp or mucilage, and then you dry the coffee with the parchment cover in the farm. So that what will happen is in naturals, the coffee will lose it will retain the proteinase because the pulp enters the bean while drying. Since that is the only source of energy for the embryo inside. So yeah. No, this if this grinder would have been here, would have done it right. There is the electric connection issue. That has a holder of 16 amp, and here the points are of 5 amps. So, but then it's okay, we'll figure out. So what so during the fermentation, the pulp also gets fermented in controlled condition, and it develops certain winey notes or sometimes some apricot notes. So it depends on how good the coffee varietal is and how the fermentation is done. Uh, there are different types of fermentation, different types of culture which are used for fermentation. So that depending on that, the flavor will develop. And then again, another part which comes into picture is the roasting. In roasting, you in specialty coffee roasters, they roast coffee in certain way to make to retain these flavors. If you roast these coffees in different profile, these flavors won't come up. So they try to enhance the maximum character of the coffee, natural character of the coffee. So we at the end of quality as a coffee tester, we give feedback to the roaster that these coffees stand in the industry in a range. So if you see internationally, coffees are scored out of 100. So the specialty coffee category starts from 80 and above. So anything, and we have a parameters of testing that is called aroma, then flavor, aftertaste, balance, mouthfeel, body, sweetness, clean cup, and overall. There are 10 characters which we rate the coffee in. And soon we will be also doing that. When we taste coffee, we have a platform which is made by Vinay. So first I will introduce to you how to taste the coffee. Then we taste, and then you can personally rate the coffee. Then we have a small kind of thing which whoever is closer to the our perception, we will do something or something. Let's see what it is like.
Important is being a coffee.
Yeah, but and then I wanted to know from everyone, like what kind of coffees you like or what kind of coffee you consume. And then you don't do coffee. Okay,
That's what I started. If you are not a coffee lover,
okay,
is that
I am also not.
okay. Okay.
I love coffee.
Black
Yeah,
or milk.
filter coffee,
Okay.
cappuccino, latte.
Okay,
and-
usually milk coffee. Okay,
Yeah, I think the coffee, but also we trying other things.
okay. Okay. So that is
So in some states we use water soluble.
Yes.
I know big trade in the West. So what?
Yes.
Awareness.
You said it.
Yeah.
I like pour overs
Okay.
and cold brews, something is lighting on
Right.
screen.
Right.
But at home, I mean, by default, from young age, we are having a lot of filter coffees
Right.
with milk. If you get a choice to choose, then probably a pour over. Next.
Usually filter coffee.
Filter coffee.
Who is the coffee?
Green label.
Daily. Daily level and even this.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Few times while making the coffee, for tasty purpose or flavor purpose, some people are mixing different brands. I mean, what is your opinion?
It's okay. Coffee is coffee. So, but then what my concern is that what coffee you're consuming should be good enough and the quality stands. Yeah. What coffee you like?
I definitely feel the restriction.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Share the milk of it.
You know, here, because all these materials, they storage, they brings, you know, cheapness, taste.
Yes.
So what is your perspective on it?
So every coffee or every category of coffee has its own set of customers or consumers. So it's not a big deal to I mean, say that one coffee is bad or one coffee is good. All coffees are good at their own kind of niche and also your personal perception. But what my aim is that I want to introduce that there is something which people are taking a lot of effort to develop and had a good experience also, flavor experience. What maximum today we are making is black coffee. So I wanted to know what kind of coffee you are having. So I think my aim will be when I'm conducting this kind of session is that after going from here, you will have in mind that black coffee also is good. You just need the right coffee and right way to make it and have it. Yeah. And black, I mean, most of the time, what happens is you get in the market with this commercial coffee, and I mean, though you want to drink black coffee, you're not able to because these commercial coffees are not at par for the standards to stand in the market as a black coffee. Or else maybe because of the culture and all which we are coming from, these coffees are being there and seen as the good coffee, and other coffees are not completely.
And one
Yeah.
question. While making coffee, People can make with water or milk. Which is better and what is healthy in health point
If
of
you are
view?
asking me health, I would say black. Black. But also you make sure you have freshly ground coffee so that your experience of coffee is good. Or else you can have a powder, but you need to store it properly. You need to finish it in time. The coffee has a shelf life. Once roasted, 2 months is what you can. And the major enemy of coffee is moisture and oxygen. Oxygen will oxidize the coffee. Moisture will obviously lose its character.
Vacuum
Yeah, that is also good.
atmosphere.
Yeah,
Vacuum.
vacuum or else such kind of packets and airtight containers also will keep the coffee.
So more you process the coffee, more shelf life will go. Like green beans, you can store up to 1.5 year. The moment you roast it, it comes to 3 to 6 months. The moment you grind it, it becomes lesser and lesser. So the more you process, the more like the it
So I have customers who like order coffee from me like after 6 months. But at the end of if I taste their coffee and same coffee which I freshly roasted, they are very different. So if you have a old packet and what we are tasting and smelling today, you will come to know how stale coffee smells like. So we start.
it's already
So what we'll do is we'll move the chairs back and so that we are freely roaming and tasting the food. Else what I will do? It's like to purchase.
what use coffee.
Mhm.
Yes.
No, it looks like thick. Turkish coffee usually grind it very fine and you consume it with the pockets. So we will put the
It does, but
then there are world championship of Turkish coffee. It's called Ibrik World.
there's the making of the different with the sand and the pots, little different. Talent first.
This year in WCC we are introducing filter coffee championship. Wow.
That is a cold coffee concept. Is
Yes.
So, which is flavorful? Is it hot coffee or cold?
It depends on what you like. Okay. If you like it in cold temperatures and if you and also the mood and time. So mostly morning we need hot coffee. I also personally need a hot coffee, which will like just wake me up. But if you are leisurely sitting and want to enjoy the moment, then sipping slowly cold coffees. Works.
So that depends on the people interest,
Yes.
not related to any flavor or.
So now we'll start a tasting session. I'll introduce you to some different coffees which I have, and then we'll keep throwing some of the other equipment in between. And you can try your hands on afterwards if you want, on the equipment also. So the thing is, we'll start. So I have arranged these coffees in a way that is a washed three coffee. Then there are naturals, which are fruity ones, and last is a surprise. So you can, it's a surprise. So you can taste it and you can tell. When you taste coffees, I will find answer. So when we are tasting the coffee, so so we are making this. You can start taking the aroma and fragrance. So when we taste coffee, coffee is a direct then food.
Yeah, so that is one of the dry aroma of coffee.
Fragrance.
Yes,
So technically, the term is called fragrance. It is dry aroma. And if you, so I'll show you how to do it. Just
Yes.
make it. Don't So be careful or else you will get powdering. Just stop, you just need, there is some smell coming which we can attribute to your memory. When you are, so what flavor notes and all we say, these are all attributed to your memory. Something you might have tasted or smelled, or in some memory when you had something, you get it and you can just recall it, and you will attribute that to. That's how we do the flavors. Exactly.
Correct.
So yeah, please go ahead and smell.
We can go this way.
Yeah.
Definitely spread to the room.
That's the beauty of coffee. So when we do our tasting sessions and all, so we get more props because we can't just smell again and again.
Correct.
Yeah.
So and also if you feel like saturated, you just smell your body.
Yeah.
So you get neutralized.
You won't put.
Yes.
Yeah. Your body or almost like your neutral. So if you get saturated, if you are not able to differentiate, you just tell your body and you can be like in perfume when you smell coffee, for coffee you smell your
Oh, correct.
Since I haven't figured out the details.
First to that, now actually. So we are religiously aligned to both.
Exactly.
Yes.
Feel like
These are all the now staying meetings for explore, when I talk here. Be adventurous, that's all. Okay. I'll mention.
There's one that smells like
Jackfruit.
when dates are raisins are
Yeah,
being
it's,
made.
yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
so everyone will have a scale today after that. Then
Right, like if you want to write particular flavor you are getting, like you say, raisins when getting fermented. or something.
With scale you can
Raisins is right,
Very
whatever
good.
it
Yeah,
is.
it should
But exactly.
So if you scan the QR code, there is a link to yeah.
Everyone is done. I'll start doing it.
Yeah. So we while copying, we do this basic where we steep the coffee. So this is for steeping the coffee. Steeping. Because it is coffee is in the contact of water with long for long. So there are steep, drip and pressure extraction. The three basic ways of extracting coffee. The deep is like drip. Drip is like coffee you pour water from top and coffee will percolate from down. that is called drip method. Usually filter coffees, then the pour over. These all are using this drip method. Another is steep method where you immerse the coffee powder for longer time in
Like,
the water.
yeah, like
So then
French press.
French press, then
Steeping cold brews,
cold brew is
concepts,
another.
steeping methods.
So we are not doing today cold brew because cold brew has a very different one session. So cold brew, you keep the coffees for long hours at cooler temperature. So like normal temperature of cold water you use, you mix the coffee powder and keep it for longer time. And then you will extract the coffee and after 60 to 20 hours you just filter it and use it.
How?
You have your own kind of extraction where you get strong coffee. Cold brews are again other new aspects of coffee brewing which extracts some not much interest characters of coffee. It will extract more fruity and enzymatics and sugar from coffee. So if you are used to that, then
Just
we'll do another time. After three, now I have. So when we taste the coffees, we do it on time. So basically, if after adding water, coffee needs 4 hours to steep. So now after adding, you see there is a layer of powder. So that is called crust. So when we are tasting coffees, this crust is very important because it will hold the aromas locked inside. And then the moment you
break the
break
crust.
the crust, the aroma reduces. You get this different aroma. So no, that is the best thing. That is the best basic requirement. Because there are many people who don't drink coffee. But then now will be having black coffee. That's the thing. Now your palate is not used to black coffee. When you will be sipping the first thing, I will request you that you feel bitter. Obviously, coffee is bitter. Okay. But then next sip, I will request you to have a next sip, another sip, where you start getting other flavors. The moment your tongue will coat with the bitterness first, then you will start other characters to come from. So have patience, don't judge the coffee at your first sip itself that it is bitter, not good. So yeah, that's one thing.
Same like how you read the book and then judge them rather than just with the cover.
And these are like carefully roasted coffee. So technically, the bitterness which you get is having after other coffee, the bitterness is lesser. But there will be bitterness because there is character of coffee, and you like sometimes bitterness also. After tasting for me, so many coffees, my perception of bitter is like I get bitterness, but the technical wala bitterness. So there are two types of bitterness. One which hits the back of your throat, and one which hits front. And one which coats. The one which coat is good. And one which is hitting behind or the ahead will have problems. Some all the other technical issues like roasting or the brewing. And majorly coffee will be tangy. So our tongue is designed in a way in the process of evolution that there are different parts on your tongue where you will get different flavors. Yeah, taste buds. Yeah, taste buds. So here, side, you get acidity, tanginess. So if you have lemon, tamarind and all, you will feel here the tanginess. Then here, just ahead of tangy and we have the food, like behind the tip of your tongue, with salt. So if you have anything salty, it comes here. And tip of your tongue and slightly over the upper part of the tongue, it will be all sweet. And bitterness is perceived behind. So in evolution, what happened was mostly all the poisonous things were considered to be bitter. Yeah. So if you are having something bitter, you tend to throw it up. So to make that reflex action active, because if you are consuming something poisonous, you have to spit it out. The bitterness, sensory behind it, and the last kind of it. But you just throw it everything out. And the sweet is here because at the tip, because you need to consume. Sweet is considered a source of energy. Because
All the
usually
carbohydrates and
sugars
everything.
and all are sweet.
Yes,
So
agree.
that's why sweet is usually on the tip of your tongue and the behind. So that you like it and you consume because you need energy. So because when we were like ancient people, we used to hunt and all. So whatever berries and all available, you have to consume it and keep on. So you need energy. So our tongue got designed to have more sweet. But now, if we are seeing our lifestyle, we we are getting immune to sweetness. The more you have sweetness, sweet food, you are less sensitive to sweetness. So if you're having like there are I have met so many customers who had like six teaspoon of sugar in their coffee, but still they are telling I'm not feeling it sweet. Because since you are already consuming so much of sweet, your tongue becomes neutral to sweetness. You are not able to perceive that sweet. And when I learned during my coffee tasting journey that after the cutting off my sugar, my perception towards sweetness. So I can find
Very much sweet you take in the letter, then you take a little bit of, less sweet. And you feel that
yeah, but
always complain,
and
it's not sweet.
yeah, exactly.
So you have better, less sweet first time.
Take one cup from the box. To remove the crust.
Now what we'll be doing is we'll take the crust. Yeah. What I would tell is just aim for the bottom of the just top of the and the line. Between this is called aroma, which is base. What aroma also we have two types.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh, After the.
All of them. Yeah, you can like carefully. Yeah, we have to read
Yeah.
in between. So we are keeping this
That's fine.
between. Till tissue or something. Yeah, we have tissue.
Behind you.
You
That
can
is the
take-
whole lot.
पानी चाहिए हाँ yeah you can use this also हाँ ये पानी है ना और एक
Okay, fine.
कोई you can dip in this yeah it will release the you can dip in it also. Just make sure you don't disturb the in the bottom part. So now when you are sleeping, this you will attribute it to someone else. Family.
See, now you see it. Yes.
This is going to require actually.
For taking the. Okay. So these spoons are made especially for the coffee tasting, like, so it's almost like a sweet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. So this is a hand grinder. I put this on top. Get powder with it.
Oh.
Okay. These are the and people and the roasters. The
The
roasters.
roasters. Uh,
And the roasters.
all are done. Sorry, the green bee.
So this part is called the that is a part of the that when you add water, there is carbon dioxide which is trapped inside the bean. During roasting it over.
Sorry. No, no, no. That will be the, flakes of the seed, the skin.
Oh.
Yeah. It's just floating, so you don't know what to separate.
In front of coffee, it won't come.
No.
That's right.
That is the meaning of it.
Yeah, like the holes of the filter coffee is very small, so only water will come out and little bit of the powder, but not too much, like very fine particles of the coffee that will come.
That's carbon dioxide actually.
I thought that
That, because that should be there, the form, everything.
so it will have coffee oil.
Without that, we say, what is this coffee?
No, it has this coffee oil which
Never
makes
again you do a.
never. Now while tasting, what we do? Yeah, correct. Well, it's correct. The favorite coffee is correctly extracted. The temperature also uh, what we have to do is just top part. Without disturbing the water, without stirring anything. Just take the top part and then serve it. This is chai. We this action what are we do? We first mix the coffee with the coffee and we make sure that we spread all the ground. So we will get overall perception of our coffee. How it is done. So and if you are feeling not so comfortable drinking everything, you will take a bath. Then you can take it out. No, but then, like, yeah, you can try, but then if you are feeling like you are not able to, because
Too much pressure.
first thing is this too much of I mean, can be for you, it can be too much of portfolio. Another thing is that there are chances that you will feel it's too much beta also. So your reflex action will make you speed also. So you slurp it, you hold it in your mouth, and then if you want, you can drink it or spit it.
So we'll start from there.
So this will be like this is the range of proteins, and it is this won't be protein. It will be like caramel, something, spicy, and from here onwards you get some protein. That in between you want to in this change potential. Yeah, you can start. Some idea of don't feel like that typical American or
I have to eat without meat.
yeah. So we have to cover. So that will be enough for everyone also.
I hope you guys sleep in the night properly.
It's only different. Maybe taste is almost same, is it?
No, actually, if there are some differences, each coffee. So that one is a spicy note. Then this has a citrusy kind of. This has a lemon kind of.
Yeah. Now I can.
Yeah, here you will find some nice orange,
Yes, some kind of.
then fruity juiciness. Then this will have some winey character. These two are having wine. These three actually are having some or the other winey character. The last,
Fermented one.
the last one, you can tell how you're feeling. Last one has a kind of
Something different.
yeah,
This is very relevant.
has a nice whiskey kind of.
It's not a coffee. Tasty. No. I'm saying,
Okay.
generally we see, we feel that something they have given different. But
You
very
need a
nice.
test
Very nice.
too.
Very nice.
This one almost looks like that sugar in it.
Exactly. That's the natural fruitiness which
Yes.
develops that sweetness.
Some coffee has that, like, it will just be like that.
Yes. Fermented jaggery. Like
That's the thing. I was trying to catch what it is.
Mm.
When I keep on stew. Too long to do.
Do you remember the cup that I like?
Yes, I think so.
Sure, I think on that one. That's one with the lemony flavor, yeah? Okay.
No,
Yeah, that's one with the.
but it's, right, right.
Last one is the one, last.
Just should we do it now? You taste. Cut it down.
Really happy you get so much coffee, happy.
Yeah.
You're getting out of the water today. So you know the story of coffee, how it, like, the goat hunt, yeah, thank you. So basically, there is a shepherd, he used to take his goat to the field, and his name was Kaldi. And his goat get excited every day eating something. And they were like, what is happening to my goats? Are they being lazy?
And used to do. You were not sleeping.
So he wanted to know what they are having, so why they are so energetic. So he found the coffee plant. From there,
That's how the,
rest is history.
now we are the woods.
In early century, it was a drink of saints and sadhus and.
So we have our venturized winner, Mr. Chandramohan. He is one of the thought leaders in the sustainability space. And I would like Chandramohan to address, we have quite a few people from the Thai board and leaders here. So we're going to have Chandramohan talk about what he does for 5 minutes. Just come here.
Good morning, everybody. First of all, thanks for your time. I know it's a weekend. You have shared your weekend time with us. I'm the founder of startup called Banashri Renewable Systems. We do 2 verticals, one in semiconductor and one in renewable energy. We want to develop semiconductor chips to make viable business models for renewable energy space. So we have innovations in storage, battery technology. We can refurbish and enhance the life and efficiency of any lead acid battery. So we talk about automobile, data center, telecom towers, government, shipping, marine ships, defense, any UPS batteries. Okay. So anyone, 1 age to 1,000, 3,000 age, ships, marines, defense. Okay. So what the benefit of this technology is 3 things. The customer gets the benefit of capex. We can save up to 70% of the capex of the new battery cost, and he gets 10% GST benefit because new battery is around 28% GST, and we talk about 18% service GST. Plus, he got the benefit of reducing the power loss due to sulfation. Okay, basically, the batteries fail mainly because of corrosion happening within the plates. Our technology is developed to reverse this process of corrosion without opening the battery. Without opening the battery in a eco-friendly way. Okay. And the last 2 benefits is very close to my heart. It is linked to sustainability and circular economy. So if we talk about carbon offsets, so every battery we refurbish 100 Ah is equivalent to 200 kgs of carbon offset. Okay. And it can also come to lead to sustainability. How we want to build a vast empire. In India is consuming more than $5 billion worth of batteries every year. And we can create an entire model where we can talk about a B2B model where we are talking about a domain experts, joint ventures at state-wise, region-wise. We can help us to build this our technology and take it into the marketplace. So we are tied up with big companies like Kotak Mahindra Bank, Kionix, where we already demonstrate around 15,000 batteries pan India, and we are present in 5 states, in 5 cities basically. And apart from that, we talk about B2C, where we are creating franchises pan India in villages. We want to reach 1 lakh villages in next 3 years, and through our association of ecosystem members like Art of Living, Ravi Shankar Guruji, Brahma Kumaris, where we train the entrepreneurs and they become trainers in program. Okay, so the third part is any CSR investment can be used as a donation, as a funding for the entrepreneurs. So we are running multiple models through Rotary, Lions Club, where donors are donating for the entrepreneurs, and we give the technology, and they can create a livelihood. And it also qualifies for 5 SDG goals for CSR: climate action, no poverty, zero hunger, sustainable cities, and affordable clean energy. Okay. So with this model, we want to create a complete ecosystem of investor, innovator, implementer, marketing, and support, where the entire society also benefits because of reducing pollution part, environment part, and also it benefits for the corporates by reducing their carbon footprint. So people have declared in their ESG goals of making it net zero economy by 2040. Okay, so we are helping in these kind of models, innovative business models. I need your help and to make this to reach this technology to common man, and also make India more greener. Thank you. And any questions, I'll be happy to answer. And yeah, please.
One question. To make, you need any equipment or?
Yes, the technology is very simple. We have come up with a 3-step process. First step is we'll identify battery is dead or weak because of sulfation only. Okay, there may be mechanical faults. So because we'll never open anything, it's a non-invasive process. The next step, we have come up with our own charger and a chemical solvent, proprietary. So we charge with the battery with our charger. It's a pulsating charger, which will loosen the chemical bonding structure of lead sulfate crystals. And also we come up with a chemical solvent, which we'll add and leave it for 4 hours. Then we do charging and discharging cycles as per the customer load conditions. If it's a UPS battery, we measure the backup before and after. Okay, and if it's 10 minutes backup, it increases to 2 hours. And if it's an automobile battery, before it will not start the vehicle, afterwards it will start the vehicle. So if it's a forklift or a traction battery, we measure both the surge current and also the backup time. Okay. So in that way, you want to make it as much as sustainable as possible. So the technology involves your charger, training, and solve. So we train the people.
Yeah, you work with apartment complexes.
See, battery is there from village to Delhi, right? So we are tying up with, okay, we did a government policy also. So government of India has issued a gazette notification that everybody should refurbish before recycling. Okay, and through pollution control board, we are trying to make it as a recommendation for all the industry bodies. Everybody is using battery should refurbish during their annual energy audit plan. So that's what we are trying to create a demand. And we love and help you, everybody and anybody who is using battery today, because it's a very nascent and there's no awareness in the market. So we are trying to first create the awareness, and I felt this is a good platform to start with, and we can take it up in the next. Sorry? Yeah, before recycling. Yeah.
So when you use the technology, much better in terms of normal impact, minimum impact, because you use the acid oils. Because how it can be destroyed that.
Okay. So the question was, what's the environment impact for? Yes. Yeah.
In terms of the chemical, whatever you discharge.
Correct. So what happens in recycling is today if the battery is failed, okay, do you know what the kabadewala comes and buys a battery, correct? So what does he do? He cut opens the battery, throw away all the distilled water into the groundwater. So groundwater pollution happens, transportation air pollution happens, and they extract the lead and plastic and create new batteries. So that is a air, water, everything gets polluted. Okay. So what we are telling is without opening anything, without removing anything from the battery, we can refurbish. We can extend the life. Okay, and also we reduce 30% power loss, which happens due to sulfation, due to heat. Okay, so we get this benefit without opening, and because it's a non-invasive process, and also we do without removing anything from the battery. Because of that, it's completely carbon friendly. Plus, we don't need to pollute it.
Rectify the, for example, anywhere it has, I able to substantiate. Yes, one is your TSR save like 30% or what, but can I go for a, can we for the financial or
Sure.
reputation?
Yeah. The question was the certification part. Our entire process and IP is certified by NABL. It's a central body. It's similar to CPRA. And also, we give with warranty after refurbishment. We give with warranty of the efficiency part. We have seen up to 90% of the efficiency recovery of the battery after refurbishment, and we give based on the age of the battery application they use. We give warranty. We have given a 10-year-old dead batteries, given a 2-year warranty. It's complete the warranty period. We have done 15,000 batteries till now, and we want to the total number of batteries getting scrapped in India is around 350 crores.
One more thing. How many times you can do the relight for that dead?
Okay, the question was how many times we can refurbish. So basically, we can do multiple times based on when the sulfation happens. If a manufacturer gives 100 cycles warranty, it's not number of times, like it's a cycle warranty. One charge and one discharge is 1 cycle. So it depends on what stage the battery is getting sulfated. Assume it is sulfated at 30th cycle. So if I refurbish, the life can extend up to 60th cycle. So I can do one more refurbishment. It can go up to 90 cycles. We have done two cycles of refurbishment for the same batteries.
So whether it's
Definitely. So every manufacturer, every manufacturer gives a cycle warranty. So it may be 300 cycles, 350 cycles, 1000 cycles.
beyond 300 cycles, can you do?
No, that is a theoretical
So that
limit.
is the end of life.
Yeah, that is theoretical limit. End of life.
As much as the manufacturer's specification, but it's
Yeah, the reason is the usage pattern. See, for example, in acid, you should maintain the acid water level. Okay, you should not overload. You should not deep discharge. There are a lot of parameters. Temperature should not vary. Nobody manages the temperature. Correct. Only in the IT companies, indoor use, we manage it within the indoor room. In the normal batteries, we will never manage the temperature. So those parameters will vary and impact the life of the battery. And like I'll tell you a live example in 2-wheelers or automobiles, why only battery comes only 2 to 3 years, but UPS batteries comes more than 4 or 5 years. The reason is nobody drives the vehicle for 10 hours. See, battery will get fully charged because it's a C10 battery takes 10 hours to charge. Nobody drives for continuously 10 hours, correct? We drive for 1 hour stop, drive for half an hour stop. So because of us, the battery will be always the discharge state. So because of that, we get sulfated. The more plates will get exposed to oxygen, we get sulfated. So because of sulfation, my battery will fail. So instead of that, why UPS battery will continue? Because UPS battery means the power goes, the battery gets discharged, power comes, it will get charged. It will be always in the fully charged state. So because of that, number of cycles happens once in a month, once in a upward in cities, once in like 2 months. That's why you see, even though it's 1,000 cycles, it will go for 4 or 5 years. That's the difference. So we have come up with a solution for even automobile tractors. We have tied up with a company who is having a rental agriculture equipment rental company called Varsha Associates. So they have some 900 tractors. So they used to lose batteries every 9 months. So they used to spend around 2.5 crores. So we have refurbished their batteries and given a solution that even 1 year, if you don't start the vehicle will start. So we have come up with a small solar panel and a trickle charge. So if you fix into the battery as an add-on, so the vehicle will never get discharged. So we have solved this problem. So the everything my entire business is selling patents. So we have filed multiple patents. We call as seed patents. Once in a lifetime, we get these kind of patents. And similarly, in semiconductors, we have done the same thing. Like we are trying to build world's lowest leakage power IoT edge device, which is lowest cost. So today, everybody talks about 10,000, 5,000 rupees for IoT device. We are talking about 1,000 rupees in the market to monitor a lead acid pattern. That's a very toughest to crack, and we are trying to crack it. And we need your support to help this and take this solution to the common.
Yes, and you are looking
Yeah, the question is SMF versus tubular. There are 3 kinds of lead acid battery. Flooded, where we add distilled water as medium of ion exchange. Gel and AGM. Gel and AGM are SMF battery. It's called sealed maintenance free battery or VRLA battery. We have done all the kinds. We only open the vents on the top of the batteries. So there is some small video.
Yeah, we'll add the video to it. Shaq, I've got two sort of questions. One is the Kotak Mahindra Bank person. We have a success story with them. So he has offered to do an investor roundtable at their office.
Good, thank
So
you.
that's good. So we'll have to pick a date. The other one is we have a deep tech mixer, which Dr. Madan is going to moderate. It's on Thursday. And we get, again, we get investors who are interested in deep tech spaces. And we'll be happy to have you also present there. Okay. Yeah, so I think any more questions, we'll share a link with all of you. Any interest commitments, questions, takeaways? This is not just one off event, it's a continuous engagement with question answers and call to action to take things forward.
We are connected with the industry. Today, for a few months back, because we also run a SaaS platform. It's available for the they work with 100 blue-chip clients now, like I said, so that's what I was talking to them to say how we can build this solution, because now we have worked with the banking on bringing the refurbishing. Yesterday also we got a new policy on refurbishing for e-waste. Now the battery has also come. So where we are encouraging everyone to go for a refurbish rather than we send that to smelters, to our platform. This is where I was saying you guys will start looking at, because we are doing a good number of battery disposal based on our platform. So this is where we can encourage one is CSR and connecting to the API. We talk this events next month. We have a meeting. So we look at how, because again, it's all about mindset, because the CTO, CIO thinks that, I want to buy you so that my customer will not get impacted. So we have to say, no, this is what you should go, because they're also giving a carbon footprint solution to our technology. We are giving a lot of carbon reporting to our technology. So it's not just disposal. We are integrating our scope 1, scope 2, scope 3 to our technology, which means this is something I want to pick up and say, how can we do a circular economy?
Okay, you also come on July 27th.
Yeah.
We have an event on circular economy.
We got the circular economy award with the ICF saying last week.
This is a partnership with the CMD.
Madan, when you come here, you can lead the conversation. What is the side?
Yeah, no, I think
We can finish it and then.
Yeah. So one more thing. Is your business related to extending the life of the battery or providing the technology which will extend the life of the
Both.
both?
Both. The reason is we provide technology through franchisee model. We
Right.
train people. We want to reach 1 lakh villages in next 3 years through our NGO partner networks. Okay. We want to train 1 lakh people. Okay. The second is we have a B2B where we extend the life of the battery, and it's a two model. One, because there is no awareness in the market, people will come when it is battery is dead or weak. Next, which can do a preventive maintenance model. I can give a new battery. I can give double the warranty, and there is no efficiency warranty today in the market. We give efficiency warranty also because of our desulfation every year, once in a year.
So again, here, this is good, which you are looking for, because we are now making 6 lakh network across India, where we are having a lot of connection.
Oh, collection.
Aggregator model, we can connect there where you can train those small local entrepreneurs. This is something is good for us to see. We can add more business to their.
Yeah.
things.
And then you go to other particular.
We are part of it. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so let's finish the topic.
Yeah, we'll come back to you because it's great.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you.
After food for thought, come back.
So now,
Hello.
you want to
Hello. No, yeah, we'll discuss about the coffee. Simultaneously, we start preparation for brewing also. So, yeah. So these 3 coffees are washed coffees. You might have fed some nice chocolatey caramel, then some woody spicy notes in this. Here you found some citrusy, some raspberry, strawberry.
These are not good.
No, these are naturals, which I told the berries are fermented and dried, or else the berries are naturally dried. So these 3 are naturals, 4 are naturals, and so it had
taste and on telling the coffee. Then more spicy, woody, not tends towards caramel raisins.
Yeah, sorry, there's a car that needs to be moved, double 360.
This has more of dark chocolate kind of flavor. The second one, dark chocolate, then some citrusy notes. This one, again the caramel note which comes up, highlights the milk chocolate and some raisins. Yeah, these are all washed, so you won't get fruity notes in it. This is more of floral, so it tends towards jasmine or else some tea rose kind of floral, along with some fruitiness in it, which is juicy and tends towards citrus fruits. This again goes with the raspberry, uh, strawberry, winey. Pain touches the wininess slightly, but it uh, has some nice roasted almonds also. This again has kind of white tending towards uh, rum and resins. Note if you have tasted this chocolate rum and resins, uh, Cadbury rum and resins. So this coffee, if you smell also ground coffee, after some time it smells like that chocolate. This has more of winey note again. It's a kind of grape wine. Because this coffee was fermented with the grape juice, so that's why it is called fruity fruit fermented coffee. Last one, which we were discussing and all, the whiskey barrel aged
Try
coffee.
as well.
So it's a whiskey barrel aged coffee. It's a robusta again, has a character of robusta, which is slightly strong, maltiness, uh, and it goes with the whiskey notes which are undertone. And because this is very light brew, like we brewed it like 1:17 ratio, so will less of whiskiness. But if we brew it in another different equipments and then we try, you will find that whiskiness which is in aftertaste. So we see the coffees, we found some tanginess, then some saltiness, some sweetness. Most of the coffees were sweet. Most of the coffees were sweet. Uh, I mean, you might have felt these cafes have more sweeter notes because of the pulp which was retained and which entered the bean. So that pulp is pectin and sugar stuff. So that's why, and then the beans which were used, the varietals usually retain high sugar content. So the fermentation and all played a good role in it to retain the sweetness. And now you might have understood that we just know we just get a wrong coffee for black coffee. There are good coffees in market which can be less bitter and can be consumed as a black coffee. So now we'll turn to brewing method. So I will be brewing the coffees and she will be making some drink out of it. So we have 3 to 4 drinks and then we'll brew some of this equipment. So usually brewing is categorized in drip, steep, and as I said, pressure extraction. So what we'll do is two or one of each equipment we'll use and we'll introduce how you can brew and what grind size to be used and all. So every brewing method has a contact time. So when you're brewing coffee, there are 4 5 factors which affect the coffee brewing and the coffee itself and the grind size, then the contact time, water temperature, and the pressure of extraction. So anything you change in this, the coffee will taste different. And based on that,
The drip method, the extraction happens with the gravity. There will be a filter paper, there will be equipment which will hold the coffee. You will add water from top and it will keep on dripping down in the collector. And then we'll ask you to taste also like those coffee. Then there will be steep method where the coffee will be like French press. Then this one is called clever brewer, clever dripper. These equipments are known to speed the coffee first and then they drip down. Here you will add the powder, let it steep and then you press it and the coffee separates. Then we'll do pressure extraction with flare. This is like a mini espresso machine. So we'll see how it will do. So this is like for home purpose, you can use it.
You don't need the big setup of coffee machine in your house. You need a cup of espresso. You can have this one and this.
Just
Uh,
Ah. Yeah, but then it has an environmental impact which is considered to be not good because of the capsules. Those capsules are not good for environment because it has a blend of plastic and aluminum which is
Yes.
difficult to recycle. So we don't promote. There are reusable capsules available. So you can just put the powder on the lid and put that capsule inside that. So that is a good thing. But I would recommend to freshly grind the coffee and use something which is not like harming the environment. So अभी क्या करते आता है? एक ही कॉफी, हाँ?
Yeah, short term.
Okay. नहीं हाँ, but grind करनी है ना कॉफी.
हाँ.
तो इसका ही ज़्यादा लगेगा. I mean 4 shots and क्या होगी ना?
So the same coffee might taste different in different formats of brewing equipment. So we did once trial like trying the same coffee, same like different coffee equipments, and it tasted so different with everyone. And it was good experience to have.
तो इसके लिए 10 ग्राम चाहिए.
10, 10, 20, 40.
हाँ 40 ग्राम. And then और किसके लिए चाहिए? ये 4 ओवर का तो मैंने कब कर दिया ग्राइंड. और एक ग्राइंडर ना?
नहीं,
ये तुम्हारा वाला ही है.
ये मेरा है.
हाँ.
ओके, आपका नहीं चिकन.
बड़ा वाला चाहिए.
शेयर कैसे करते हैं?
I'll introduce you to small equipment skills will be very. Yeah, player. Yeah. Great. This is a travel kit. We put the speaker. Grinder. It's a ceramic grinder, basically. But it's very good to carry. So it's a very compact thing you can carry. If you are making drip coffee of 4 years, you just need to carry the beans and adjust the grind size, So it fits in nicely. This is a Korea made Teflon plastic. You grind the beans, the powder will fall directly on the filter. This is a cup come pouring. You add water in this, and it is a power for it. So when you add water, you can adjust the flow. Usually for pour over, we use bruise neck kettle, which we today don't have. You have? Yeah, bruise neck kettle.
Then so this is a drip method. Another, these are fancy equipment. It's called Kalita paper. The filter paper which is used is wavy. That's why it is called Kalita paper filter. You put rinse the coffee, the paper with just adding the water, and then you add the powder and you keep it on the collecting vessel like this. So there are servers also available. Yeah, servers we can activate. So what will happen is you add water from top और सर्वर है एक सर्वर ये बहुत ये एक सर्वर इसमें कलेक्ट करते हैं तो it will break down. Similar is this Chemex. So every equipment these are V60 pour over. So these majorly are all drip method. So which are dependent on the gravity and the grind size. Usually for this you use coarse ground powder, which will be like sugar granules, slightly salt and in between sugar and salt. So drip methods. This one also is another pour over which usually you will see in Starbucks. This is also V. When we turn to steep method, these two equipments are majorly steeping method. And this has a stopping valve inside. Usually there is a stopping valve inside. It stops. The moment you keep it on cup, it will open up the piece of part, the bit, and your drip will come, the brew will come down in your cup, will get collected. So this helps for our brewing method. If your coffees are very delicate, mild, and it has some delicate flavors, then you need to keep it for some time to extract those flavors. You can use this equipment, let it steam for some time, and then the moment you keep it on the cup, the brew comes.
These are not filtered.
Huh?
These were filtered.
These are steep method. This is steeping method. So because the powder was in contact for a long time. Yeah. And then this is pressure extraction. It's similar to espresso machine. Thank you so much. Yeah. Start with common method. We'll start with the flare one. Okay, right. Okay. To explain French press or get start. Ground powder चाहिए तो ये grind किया है मैंने. You can use that also. 20 grams. हाँ. Then you can discuss. Find that.
Okay, this is siphon, which is one of the very interesting to see and watch what's happening. So it has two chambers. This is the lower flow and this is the upper one. So what happens? It work on vacuum. So the water boils here, and go on top and steam with the coffee. And the moment the pressure comes down, like the temperature goes down, it comes in the lower chamber.
Steam.
Huh?
Steam.
So I'll start making one. So it has two chambers and filter part. So we are using filter papers for this. This can be changed after every use because we don't recommend using the same filter paper for different coffee. So it takes time to heat the water. That's why we use generally hot water itself. So it doesn't take much time.
Electric power.
Sorry.
Electric.
Yeah, electric. It is. It takes little time because water has to evaporate from the bottom chamber to the top level. But the whole experience is very interesting. You can just view it.
Yeah.
So first, when the water starts coming on top, then we add the coffee powder and give it a stir, and then when remove the heat, coffee will come down. Then we have once. Okay, different. 40 grams is for flare
Yes, yes.
and NTK is.
Hmm.
Yeah, so water is coming on top and add the coffee now. So for this also the similar grind size what we use for drip method, same grind size we can use for cycle.
This is in between drip and stick because पहले ये stick होगा and then with pressure वो नीचे जाएगा. 20 20
20 minutes.
no,
No,
20 grams.
20 grams.
This will take some 5 minutes max.
Oh.
The water will heat up and the vacuum, the vapors are pushing the water top on top. See the water is coming up.
So what will be the end results if you use this method versus some other method? Like, is there any particular flavors that
This will be slightly stronger cup because it's a pressure extraction hoga. And you'll also steep them. You'll keep the powder in contact with water for some time. So it will
work extraction?
it will give a stronger cup.
And also filter, right?
Hmm?
Filter.
Yes.
Yeah, it will get
again,
filtered. So we
there
have
is filter.
attached a filter below. Yes.
So the methods which has filter paper in it, it will give you a very clean cup and very flavorful cup. Like there will be no sediment, no bitterness. Those things will be removed in the paper. Like paper will remove the more of the oils and the fine particles of coffee, and it will give you a very clean cup. And compared to French press and other methods. Yes, yes, please.
Absolutely. What's it called again?
Simon. So there is always a conflict going on that from where it's originated. Like Germans say we originated, Japanese say it originated. There is a conflict. But from wherever it is, it's interesting to have and
Siphon.
yes. So when we were tasting this coffee, eventually for me, coffee needs to be like hot. So when it's going this, then I'm like juice now, right? So what is a good temperature for you to feel good coffee? So when it's on 70 to 80 degrees, that's
Palatable temperature
like
65.
65 to
So
70,
anything
like
above And above 65 is good. I mean, we
But then
consider
we
that.
drink hot coffee. No. Yes, Indian has the tendency to have like, very hot. So let's say, let's talk about cappuccino. The ideal temperature is 60 to 65 degrees. But whenever we serve the guests, like, this is cold what, hot coffee.
With my relatives, I always have a conflict. I claim them that uh, coffee should be consumed at ambient, I mean palatable and good temperature, like especially cappuccinos and all. If you overheat the milk, it will burn the sugars in it, and then you will feel like your cappuccino is bitter, and then you add sugar instead. But then if you are heating the milk at correct temperature, like above 65, 70, that is like correct temperature to consume also, and the sugars are retained. The silky texture also is retained. So cappuccino, if you are consuming not that hot, but like where proper hot, that is correct temperature to have, like 65, 70 degree centigrade.
Then actually you can feel the flavors of coffee. The more it cools down, you will feel different taste profile of coffee.
As it is, does not have too much flavor. More milky.
Depends on coffee also.
Yeah.
If you are using some good coffee, it will enhance the capacity because those flavors will bind with milk and there will be harmonious balance between both. So espresso, if you are extracting a capillary of that coffee, which is specialty, you get different flavors also, like nougat, then nougat in the sense like 5 star, butterscotch, and like strawberry ice cream sometimes.
Wow.
Make the difference.
Mhm.
So
But then
okay.
it is the banana. You,
Fine.
एक बार बना देखता हूँ.
Yeah, take this.
ये टेस्ट करवाते हैं and so तो इसमें डाल दूँ.
You need to wear those aprons and stuff. It would be.
We do that, but
We have somebody over there.
थोड़ा थोड़ा देना टेस्ट के लिए वैसे भी बहुत कैफे हो जाएगा.
It's full weekend.
Can hold the glass. Yes. Yeah, you're good at tasting. तो अभी एक सेकंड बना दे तब तक मैं एक्सप्लेन करता हूँ. So we'll move to the flare one, the extract, which is similar to espresso. So what I did was
Oil, maybe this is the smell. We didn't know, but get the better one. So because it said, oh yeah, yesterday's packet I opened, maybe there is a problem.
sometimes those are better.
So it is not your, that is not your coffee, but I'm talking about milk and fermented.
Sometimes those are
It is no smell, but like sourish and yeah, just little bit of this, yeah.
those are better in melting. If you keep it for longer time. So if you see, this is the right side which I'm using for actually. The previous one I used porcelain actually. You can see here. This is porcelain because the contact time of water and the powder is longer.
Here it will be hardly 3 to 4 seconds. Because we'll extract it, because the pressure is applied, water will just pass through the ground and come down. So that's why we change the grind size here to final size. Like now, maybe coarser than espresso, but finer than other brewing methods. Then what we do is this is a tamper which will pack this coffee correctly in the uh, so I just press it and apply pressure. Not much pressure I applied, just to lightly pack the coffee inside. Then this is a pre-infusion filter. It will hold some water in on top and it will help to weight the coffee. And that process is called pre-infusion, where your cold powder will get slightly heated and it will it will slightly mix with water and the powder will become wet. That process is called pre-infusion. This equipment, this part of the equipment is it will be holding the water, hot water inside, and then it will pass. So I will apply pressure to it, which is 10 bars, 9 to 10 bars pressure, and it will just pass through this with that pressure. Huh? How long? Huh? Huh? Since it's espresso, we don't need to keep it because the moment you add water, the pre-infusion will start. The coffee will start getting wet, and then you just have to, add the water again. Till the level, and then you just apply the pressure next. So, espresso machine, you don't have to do that also. You just get the powder, you tap it, apply to the machine, and just press the button, and it will pre-infuse and extract also. I just place this on top of here. Okay. Then, see, na? Is it visible now?
We are just using Amul right now. You can use
Dark chocolate,
dark chocolate, dark.
100% dark.
No.
Little bitter. Right?
No, sorry, 55%.
I'll just add water to this.
Yeah, like most people love chocolate. Dark chocolate is good for your health. And the process itself is very interesting. It's very, tempting when coffee is close to chocolate. We're having good coffee. Having tried this.
Grams.
10
50, 50 grams.
Uh,
50 grams का पानी.
नहीं, final espresso.
30 to 35 ml. Now I'll just push it on.
Oh. Chocolate.
Chocolate.
Uh,
But that happens in the bigger espresso machines.
Flare.
Flare espresso machine.
It feels like, but once you are used to now, then that doesn't feel like problem. Once you get passionate about the flavors, you are ready to put that effort. So. Yeah. It's just like initial.
Like first 2, 3 times when you're seeing someone doing it, it feels like too much of work.
Yes.
But when you start doing it by yourself, it's not so.
I have got used to making 4 hours morning. So I'll make 1 4 hour every day.
In one atom, is it possible to get a copy for entire family?
Yeah.
Yes.
Bigger machine.
Yes.
Yeah.
In this machine,
Oh, this one.
That's one. No.
You need that electric.
separate machine.
Electric espresso. Yeah. For Indica, we can tell how to.
Sorry, we want to. So we're going to share the experience of this, evaluate what all you have tasted. So if you can just take your phones and scan. You choose the papers.
Now he become our coffee. Be careful. Yeah, got a competition now. So. Your family may be working in the yeah. Thank you.
And I get tired.
Usually.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can get them to evaluate what you're doing. That will make the copy. You can, with their phones, etc. You want to. Okay. So you can start doing the evaluation now. Based on the case, you want to. Yeah, so there are some questions. How do you differentiate between?
Fragrance and aroma.
So fragrance is the dry smell what you have. And the aroma has 2 ways to perceive. One is your taking making the wet coffee, that is one. And after having the part will hit from behind because there is a connection to our nose from behind. So when you slurp it, it will go from behind and you will get aroma.
Again, both cups?
Paper
Yeah,
cups and
Two cups, sorry. Want to try one?
You can try this.
All of these.
Yeah, but wait. It can not just fight with. For every.
Why are these questions? Am I not reading it right?
Okay.
This one card, right?
So the acidity, the
So let me check this. There's a assessment that they officially do. It's called SCA assessment. Oh, this is, yeah, this is about. So I thought you mentioned these things were. It is correct.
Oh. That's okay, I'll just ignore whatever. I don't want,
It takes a few seconds.
okay. Just ignore the. Okay.
So the fragrance that we as I said, which is a dry aroma, dry smell. Aroma, two ways you get once you smelling the wet coffee, and once when you smell it, it hits from behind. So that there is a and coffee is mostly 90% of aroma. Apart from that, it has basic oil taste. You can start then you can see the flavor, how you follow the and stuff, how you get the flavor of it. So that's you can rate it according to that. Then after tasting what we had after slurping, when you finish the thing, how long it stayed, how it was. It was pleasant or not. Then sweetness is the sweetness of the how we was. Whether it was good, in terms of that, okay. How it feels is the thickness of the dough. Like sugar solution and water. So that's how you see the mouth feel. After taste, I think there to affect probably by mistake.
Okay, just ignore it.
That is like overall.
Yeah.
And then you can just say where you felt coffee was highlighting.
And in for each of them, it says submit, so then I go to the next one.
Yeah.
Wind up in 5 minutes.
How much?
What do you?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, but it's trying out.
So now, make one, okay. Which is similar to your reps. All are more the same. So this is the filter paper for this. You put the.
These are different grade papers. No,
Yes, I do. So for this method, we did have a select that will give you a very thin flow and very uniform flow. Then you put from there, just use some batter. Water from this, more is flatter and it will give you a very thin consistent. All the color.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I was just thinking that. It's so. So much more scientific somehow. And whenever you use the paper,
How many?
try to fill it with water first, and then you, the paper is processed. But we get that like left over. That is, again, impact. Because there are other things also, there's only one subject.
No, yeah, that's what I'm just giving him.
Okay, okay. I didn't think you're done. I didn't.
You can do it anytime.
Yeah. So when you put coffee, you need to put little bit of water, like 50-60 ml, just to bloom the coffee. So blooming is one method where you just leave the coffee with water for some time to, it smells up, I think. Yes, so it gives you
As
a.
I said, when you roast coffee, there is carbon dioxide which is trapped in the beans. And it will develop during the roasting process because of many chemical reactions. The moment you add hot water, it releases and the coffee comes swells because of the carbon dioxide which is being released from it. You can see here that some if you don't bloom the coffee, what will happen is this carbon dioxide will inside. First you release it, and once you release that carbon dioxide, the soluble content will start.
Yeah, the volatile. And the taste release. Or the water direct, like all the volumes put it in one food, then taste comes. So one method is when you're pouring the water. Like,
Content helps to control extract the coffee. You add it like too much wide, it will bypass the coffee powder and it will
just.
circulate percolate. But this will make sure that the coffee water passes to.
So same coffee will be making a cold beverage also. So we are using Jasper, no? We'll make some cold beverage. Which is healthy. We're doing something. Which some people use. Because some people. Yeah. Okay, so
You don't use chicory in oil.
no.
Tourists
Tea
never
coffee
touch.
is not the chicory. Chicory is a root. It's an edited coffee. So let's talk about the history of coffee. We have four revolutions of coffee. First revolution when coffee is being discovered and it's become a sacred drink. Second revolution happened during the Second World War when they needed coffee and to stay alert and they don't have. That time, instant coffee, chicory was involved in coffee. So during that period, chicory is just an additive. Coffee it enhances, not enhances, but yeah, it tastes similar to coffee and it gives you a little volume in coffee. So that's why chicory came in and like it's said, from a kg of coffee you can make 20 cups, just assuming it. But if you add chicory, you may make it double, like almost. So it's an additive. So generally, if you see a filter coffee powder, there is mention of chicory, and there will be a percentage of chicory you can add. So any additive to any product
is the maximum you can go up to 49%. Any product, like entire food grade, beverage, anywhere, wherever there is additive, it can go up to 49%. So some brew coffee has the brew has instant coffee and a chicory percentage of 49%, up to 49%.
That was the second page, what the third and fourth?
Right now we are crossing the third revolution, which is the black coffee or sustainability, not sustainable. It's the alternate brewing culture. So where we used to make these equipments and brewing coffee from these equipment.
Also, we are focusing on processing coffee
Yes.
quickly. Like, so first wave came like the regular coffee, people started consuming the small shops. Second wave is like the Starbucks, which was like the
Cafe.
cafe and cafe chain we started, based mostly on espresso, they started doing the coffee. So that was one. And like, at least the origin sourcing started. So like Starbucks is coming from the Ethiopia, which are sourced from different origins. Now third wave is the culture where people are state specific, like from particular state with some processing, unique processing, and control over the fermentation and has unique characteristics. Is it lemon water?
No.
Then- So now she is making a drink out of whatever coffee we drank. So which used chemics and now she's making some signature drink out of it.
And the fourth one is sustainability. Like how sustainable coffee is, how can you have a QR code and you know from which farm it's coming from, how sustainable that farm is.
How you trace it?
Uh,
So there are certification bodies which are working.
Fair trade.
Yeah, fair trade. So there is goods RFP.
That is better. How I can be sure that you have picked up the bean from that particular farm. Is certificate from a tree, how can you translate and how can you make it a passport?
Yeah, that's what. So these certification bodies have made sure that the coffee was traced and is traceable.
Okay, so you are the user, right?
The
If you
roaster-
are using some,
So roaster is supposed to be get certified with them. So he will be certified roaster for like foods RFP. So this certification body, they will have the planter and the
because I know
vine.
now the company is working on that blockchain, agricultural
Yes,
thing, especially on the coffee.
yes. I have a client which was for organic. So they 100 days was.
I have already know this. Based on here. Being a place to be compared and works.
IMO is one.
I think company for basic stuff. We are.
Right. And if you see IMO, then there are 2, 3 companies which are under to do this certificate. And NPOP is for organic, but from the international.
So clearly know now we come from Africa.
Yes,
So that knowledge comes. from
right. So they will certify the farm and they will certify the roaster. And they will make sure that the coffee goes from the same product. And also it will be traceable. That's how they do this. Traceability form. Foods is like good coffee. Foods means good. Foods coffee was when the education body started. Then duty checks. And it now has association with RFA. RFA is the Rainforest Alliance. So they make sure Rainforest Alliance make sure the coffee was grown in some good rainforest. And they have a code of conduct which planters are supposed to follow for growing the coffee. So they should allow the animals inside the farm. They should not shoot them off. And they should take the not much pesticides used. So they have certain list of pesticides and fertilizers which are like ecologically sustainable. So those only can be. That's how they keep on track. Their work.
and there is coffee one.
So coffee is considered one of the costliest coffee in the world, which is like marketing hype we consider. So any coffee if you are, they won't consider it is specialty condition. The specialty coffee. And back then, there was a time when this wild civet cats used to roam around. Wild civet cats used to roam around the forest and then they consume the bees. But what used to happen is they used to eat the good bees. So well right, very correct right bees they used to eat, and then they used to excrete those bees, right? So those usually will be good. But now the procedure what they follow is they trap the cats in the jail and then they make
Each country.
Indonesia.
Okay, so that is a famous coffee I heard.
Kopi Luwak.
Okay.
Yeah, that is the civet cat excreta coffee.
This goes to the back. Yeah.
We get it in India also. Because when I was working in farm, and I was doing curing works, which is the dry processing of coffee. So there they separate the husk part of the coffee into beans. So there we pre-cleaner used to get all this cat coffee.
Okay, so I'm making, kind of, mocktail of, coffee with coconut water. So I've taken, little bit of lemon juice, sugar syrup. You can use any juice or any flavor you want.
You got any carriage coffee?
And cargo, I suspect they will allow.
Yeah.
But we can do similar to Irish. We have one more drink will make.
Oh.
That's why I named it that.
Oh, you can it.
Yeah, this is my product.
Really?
Captain of my friend, so I don't use coffee.
Not all.
It has a biscuit
Oh, the
tone.
biscuit coffee.
Yeah.
Oh, there is.
Look at it, it's so beautiful.
Oh.
Is it good? So we will mix and we will give you a taste.
Yes, yes, yes.
If you want to take it from there, that is fine.
Or else you can have a straw and
They can put it in the.
here.
But you get it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got all kinds of-
When he goes back to home.
You know
What are you
what?
doing?
What are you doing?
Anyone
Yeah.
take a picture?
If you want to take a photograph and then we.
We drink it.
So we have reached 12 noon. So what we do is we can have a second or third session also. Some partner venues to get or masterclass.
Yeah, yeah.
One more drink and we'll begin.
Yeah,
Sure.
afternoon masterclass. And
Yeah, that's what we have. If you want to register.
you get certificates, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Tell us what you do at home.
Yeah, yeah.
We are motivating you people to have such kind of improvement because that will enhance your experience of
That
coffee.
is.
So I am now used to making coffee on this folio.
I think that,
I use this.
That's key.
that is something you can use at home.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, that's what.
This one is so very good.
Now, it's so I'm doing now. And I will be using that for one of our drink, which is the last drink of our food.
Mother, this coffee board wants you to mentor. So now that you know about coffee,
Yes,
you can
yes, yes.
mentor coffee startups.
Definitely, definitely.
Wow.
And then people are done.
What is
So I have lemon, vegetable, and coconut, and mix. Shallow coffee. We give it to them.
What is this for?
So I have.
We can name it.
Coconut punch.
Yeah.
The Anisha aspect.
There's some left in that?
Yes, yes.
Wow,
Nice. Excellent.
super, super, really super. This can be a hit in the marriage topic.
Yeah.
So they have been to all this cocktail. This can be another, yeah, they no one knows what to do.
You can call it God's own coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's excellent. Also coffee.
What was it called?
Also coffee.
You discount. You discount.
A little bit of Kerala stand for.
Yeah. What other foods go well with this?
You can use oranges, any citrus fruit or any stone fruits, peach or tangerines,
Yeah.
any berries.
Mango would go.
Mango also have, but very pulpy.
Yeah, that is
So,
one week, that is only.
Maybe mango syrup will go. Yeah.
okay, but I'll go with citrus fruits like oranges, even pineapple. Yes, definitely, like, pina colada as well.
So what is this coffee powder you use for this?
Jasper. That Ratnagiri powder?
Yes.
Yes.
So now I'm
Because it doesn't bring the color.
Sorry?
The color, the brownish color.
So when you make a Chemex, it is very bright in colors.
Compared to the this one. So that is why no one knows what goes into that because it's not a coffee color.
yeah, that is right.
See, that is why I'm thinking at this function, I can also try out this kind of a thing and give it to them and then this is what, you don't know what. Everyone is getting into this punch, like coconut with lemon, bean. When you go to welcome, you can come. Correct. Most of
Welcome,
the,
right.
we should look at this kind of thing, put a trademark and say this is what.
In all the 5 properties when the guest checks in.
Correct.
Welcome.
Yeah. Welcome drink.
So I'm making a hero press for our next thing. के लिए कौन सा
Go, but
ये मैं इसके लिए बना के अकेला
I can't go. He's now they are bringing something new.
So we keep you posted on the next set of activities and
Sure, sure. It is good on the parcel.
him linking and all that.
What is this one now? So I'm doing a zero list. So this is kind of like coffee injection. So it has a plunger, it has a filter below. It holds the coffee inside. So with certain percentage I'll now add the water and it will hold it. And
Oh.
yeah, and then I'll plunge it so that I get the flow down.
So these are all you only prepare all these machines.
We sell this, but it's manufactured in somewhere.
So
Someone
you
in
connect with someone who can.
Yeah,
who have
so
experience.
I sell this also on
In
different.
Amazon, everywhere you
Yeah.
see now.
Yeah.
It's all these. Instead of coffee, you giving us all this to drink. I thought, like that, I thought, why they are not opening and giving it to the. Experiment teacher.
Yes, yes, yes. That's another method of brewing coffee.
Uh,
No,
Generally, they use condensed milk with it. Most of the Vietnamese coffee or tea, it's made with condensed milk. Because during their war time, they don't have milk to store, and that time they invented this condensed milk, and then coffee added to it. It's very sweet and very flavorful in it comes.
yeah. This is how we planned it. No.
So there is a championship of National World Aeropress Championship. So so it's open to everyone. It's not that you should be a professional barista or something. You can just be a passionate coffee drinker and you
Actually,
can.
most of the air of the champions are homebrewers. They are not professional coffee person or baristas. They are homebrewers, and that just amazed me. Like,
The way because they take it for the how they mix it.
They will play with the grind size, water temperature, then the brew ratio, and then they will make the press. So the more balanced cup, the person goes ahead.
The link that you're using, right? That's the criteria on which they get evaluated.
Now we have changed it, and you will find every
All of
copy, yeah, all of the copies. So it will I guess order will be in same order.
that's it.
Three cups are
ये निकाल के तो साइड ना कलर ठीक है अगर स्ट्रॉन्ग चाहिए
20 months. 2 years.
almost. Did you taste it?
That's fine.
Okay,
I can
I'll
confidently
make-
take it myself.
Let it be enough.
We've been a bartender for 20 years. Training academy. You want to introduce that?
Yeah, you can have it.
Oh, it's-
Come here. Come here.
While Anisha fixes the drink, my name is Rohan Carvalho and I run a bartending academy which is located in very close to Garuda Mall. So we've been here for almost around 14 years now. So we do a lot of training sessions which is involving consumers who like to just become a good mixologist in their at home, or they would like to kind of pick some cocktails for their friends when they have parties or when they socialize. So we do a lot of these courses which is revolving around alcohol and non-alcohol products also. It's called Bar Square. Bar Square, yes. Very close to Garuda Mall. So we do a lot of cocktail making classes.
And then
for-
they are he's into player, he's a champion, player champion.
Really?
Yeah, so I've been competing in my earlier days, back in the days when I started my career in Bombay. So there was a lot of competitions that happened, national level competitions. Participated and won most of the competitions. Now I am the president of one of the associations called Indian Flair Bartenders Association. And what we do is we try to be platform for bartenders who have the skill of flaring, which is, you must have seen a lot of parties in the bottles now. Yeah, so not many liquor brands are kind of focusing on that. So as an association, because we have a lot of connection with Flair, we try to be a platform for all of these bartenders. So on 25th, if any of you all happen to be in Pune, so we have a national level championship happening in Pune. So we have bartenders from Nepal, Maldives, all of India coming to compete. So there are going to be a lot of bottle throwing, a lot of accidents.
What is the handle for the
It's called IFPH.
IFP?
Is there a library for it to host?
Yeah, that's what I was asking him, like, how do I go live? So the entire thing is, we're going to Pune now and then we'll see the start, so.
What's the date? 25th.
Yeah. And also there is another competition happening in Bangalore. This is the 15th of September. There's an exhibition, it's basically liquor industry exhibition that happens at Manyata Tech. So inside that, there's another competition, but that is going to be more of an exhibition. A lot of bartenders, mixologists, public parts of Bangalore will be competing. So 15th of September, Bangalore, 25th of July, Pune.
Which were the meeting that you had that people posted on what you're all doing?
IFPA Insta.
The Insta handle is right, called IFBA India. So today itself, there's a post that has come out of the last year's winner. So this guy was, I mean, he's the champion. IFBA. B for Bombay.
Plan orders. Plan of bartender. I think Google is.
Also, it looks something like this.
Except from just, yeah.
IFBA India.
Will not- you have to- Oh, this. So if you like to see, and if anybody would like to learn to make cocktails or become a home bartender and get your inner mixology skills out, so you can connect on with Bar Square.
I can suggest another category for it, gazpacho. I was in Barcelona last week.
Okay,
And this vegetable thing they make in this.
tomato and spices.
What's it? It's potting.
Amazing.
I don't know, definitely.
Yeah.
So this is our next.
This is what
Mandarin.
Mandarin now. So we can call this dark cloud
Coffee ball.
or what is it? Tropical, what are these tropical Jamaican?
Mandarin Cloud Java.
Mandarin is loving it.
Mandarin clouds, yeah.
What does it mean?
Mandarin Cloud Java.
What are we added in that? So same like what we did with coconut water, sugar syrup, lemon juice and orange. And some shopping. So lemon juice, little bit of simple sugar and orange juice and coffee.
Lemon, orange,
Lemon, orange and sugar.
sugar and.
You
coffee.
can use
What is the coffee?
So I use knockout for this.
knockout.
I mean the barrel in.
Lemon, orange. And that's
So the same coffee.
Yes.
Same coffee.
Now.
If you add tonic water to this, also it will be balance out.
Good. We will get a lot of free coffee.
Organized church.
It is like this. It's funny. You know, mother, it's pain. So, taste it.
You
They're actually,
You can convert it. More of coffee.
After that, you get a coffee,
Yes.
flavor at the end. It's like, you know, you have a, even with that coffee chocolate, you know. After that, little bit of thing comes, after the sweet and all, then you get that flavor.
Not purely citrus.
Yeah.
Coffee comes.
Yes. This will go very well with gin also. Just
Yeah.
FYI.
Gin and tonic. Gin and
Gin espresso tonic. There's
Yeah.
another drink called GNT. There's another drink called ENT. So there is espresso, tonic, and gin.
Wow.
And these coffees go very well with.
yeah, it goes to some other level.
No wonder whiskey is going so well.
But the martini is also.
Espresso martini also.
We have to take this photo here now.
Yeah.
After this drink, we should take.
Good judging you, wow. See,
Yeah.
put a ring.
My mother.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
We'll take a group photo.
Yeah, we'll take a group photo.
yeah, because I have to rush now.
Okay.
Okay,
Because
so
I
any else you have to say?
Yeah, there's one last thing which will make
Which one?
Irish.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ultimate mistake. Not all mistake.
With whiskey?
Yeah. Without whiskey.
Without whiskey.
With this.
No. These are all non-alcoholic.
He's those beans and whiskey back.
So I'll do ये powder के बच्चे वो blend करता हूँ इसमें.
Ajay,
हाँ.
tell something about whiskey back.
Yeah.
So the last coffee which we are all talking about. So that coffee is a robusta coffee, but usually they can Arabic also use. So once the barrels are aged right of whiskey, once those barrels get empty, so what they can do? So what we do is we are putting coffee beans inside and keeping it for any for 2 months. So coffee is basically hygroscopic, it absorbs everything around. If you keep a spice bag going beside, your coffee will smell like spice. If you keep something pesticide chemical, it will smell like a chemical based. Because it absorbs. So this is one way we customize the coffee for a customer experience, where we store the coffee in barrels, and for 2 months, so coffee will absorb all the whiskey aroma which is trapped in the wood of that barrel, oak barrel, and then it will get
How many months? 2 months.
2 to 3 months. Yeah. And then we remove it, and after roasting also you get this whiskey flavor.
Wow.
I need barrels for aging. If you can help me out.
Wine barrels is there.
Wine or a whiskey भी चाहिए. Paul John, Amrit Fast.
No, milk made.
जो बच्चे को काफी है ना. उसके साथ ये भी है espresso का.
No, knockout है.
हाँ, knockout है. उतना काफी है.
ये कौन सा है? Knockout
ये
है?
espresso
नहीं, मतलब किसका है? Knockout का है?
नहीं ये wash का.
No, we'll make with knockout.
knockout तो मैंने बना खत्म कर दिया ना तुमने.
हाँ.
मैं बनाता हूँ एक और वो एक पाउडर से कहाँ गई. मैं ब्लेंड करता हूँ.
Sorry, it's taking longer time because it's.
Heater is very nice. This heater is very nice.
That is the ये वाला.
Electrical heater.
But then one more work can you do? Yes. Give the right in this problem. Very fine. Turkish. एक्सप्रेस से एक कम में थोड़ा पोर्शन की चलिए. ठीक. Thank you.
It's very interesting that on a very serious subject of coffee, so versatile. I mean, we went from the cupping method, now it's getting into an application method.
Yes.
A very vast subject.
Coffee is very vast.
Yeah.
Actually,
It is
so
really.
the another take note which I tell people is that black coffee, as you say, is bitter. I mean, everyone perceives it as bitter, but black coffee is like our life.
No, this is where I want, because everyone talked about, I think the head of thing. People want to have that diet, so they said only drink black coffee or black tea, don't use sugar for until afternoon, 11 hours, then we can look at this. Because I always prefer with milk now. But this is good, if you can.
No, that's right.
Train us on just black coffee, then this session is good for us.
No, that's what. And my philosophy behind black coffee is our black coffee is like a life. It is bitter. But if you go beyond that bitterness, there are different aspects of life which add value to our life. There will be moments of happiness, there will be moments of different. And coffee is like that only. It will have a base of bitterness. But if you go beyond that bitterness, there is so much complex things will happen around.
Okay, so because of the.
You can actually.
Because again, I believe, I was used to have a copy email, when I was in Singapore, some of my wife's, the friends, they said, what are you doing? You add milk, you add fruit, you put spoon of sugar, what are you drinking here? So then I take a step back and say, okay, let me start only with milk, at least as a. So now last 15 years, only coffee with milk is much better than even tea of sugar, it kills the whole thing. So I think now I have to say start this with a black. After that, you may not like the milk also.
That's what my problem
Yes,
is.
is correct. I have experienced that.
If you add, for me now it has become like if you add sugar also to black coffee, it ruins the coffee flavor.
My philosophy is little bit similar to him, but yeah, it's like a box of chocolate. You never know which flavor you're gonna get until and unless you taste it.
दुख नहीं बट होता है ना सबके लाइफ में.
After you also there. Sometimes you will like the chocolate, sometimes you don't. The flavor.
So when you get into a nirvana, you try to start drinking coffee.
Correct.
Even they convert into a voice also nowadays.
Then see the next level.
But traditional thing is always.
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 That is the mixer.
Aeropress.
So this is a aeropress where you extract the coffee in controlled condition. This is a steep method where you are now steeping the coffee and pressure extracting. Back then when espresso machines were invented, they were trying to mimic this espresso machine in home tea. So they made this where you can the pressure also extract.
How much time you will? Okay, down in this.
Hardly 2-3 minutes we require to make this. In that 2 minutes of extraction and 30 seconds, you just press it. इसमें directly डालो.
Yes. And now this thing.
Coffee is hot and you're pouring it on ice.
Yeah.
So that will trap the aroma also. Because it will immediately cool down, so it will trap the aroma in the fruit. So.
So if I want to be
Wow.
true,
What are the benefits?
nothing much. Condensed. Condensed milk and milk to mix it like little liquidy and perfect. That's it. That's-
So our
No, nothing.
our recipes were
It's very sweet, so you don't need much of.
That's why.
It's very.
condensed milk.
Yes, condensed.
Condensed milk, all kids love that for a sweet, especially for keep.
1 second.
Yeah, it's not done in it.
No, this has some residue of oil juice. It might be sweet.
Wow. Good coffee.
Not please.
So what do we test?
What do you call it?
Even you name it. Let's decide today.
I'm giving you the choice.
Cold coffee.
Yeah, cold coffee kind of taste.
Cappuccino not an overkill.
If you want stronger, you can add extra coffee to this.
Thank you. Coffee is right.
What about you?
Correct. You can add disputes.
So what is that? Name then?
Milk and coffee.
That's all.
That's all.
What is this coffee? It's not knockout.
This is not.
Knockout.
These are knockout. The previous one also not. Yeah.
Yes,
Both are not.
yes.
But then we can use any coffee.
Yeah.
If you want different. As we tasted.
So just milk made in the coffee powder.
Milkmaid milk and coffee powder.
Or milk also you added.
Yeah. Otherwise, it won't dissolve nicely to give a little normal consistency.
Yes, couple of things we can do.
So you can play around with the composition, like you can increase the juice or reduce it and have the coffee to your
That previous one, you were very nice.
Yeah.
The orange one and the tender coconut lime. Or the real,
Lemon and
Huh?
lemon and coconut. Correct.
Giving one more.
Can you rinse and drink it?
Giving one more.
अगर करना है हाँ एक ग्लास मैं तो एक काम करूँ ओरेंज तो है मैं टॉनिक वाटर का ही बना
Okay.
ग्लास
आप rinse करेंगे.
very simple ice I am adding tonic water okay, bye.
This one makes it.
Mix है चलिए अच्छा ही है ना and just with spoon I'll just drop the coffee
Also the.
So it's still on the top.
Yes, the slowly you pour, the more stable it will be.
And
oh my. Oh my.
Generally people like with espresso, it was much, like more intense because espresso coffees are very intense and it has its own bitterness and tonic water also has its own bitterness. So it complements well together.
कॉफी पाउडर दिया ओके तो ये लेना है
the painting, yeah.
If you go,
So I think
We do them.
we will get Sri here.
Hey, इसमें डाल देना।
Yes, yes.
वैसे भी कॉफी और चाहिए, कितने में डालता?
What do you call this one?
कॉफी टॉनिक।
Coffee tonic. Is it made up or tonic?
कॉफी टॉनिक। थोड़ा सिंपल सा है ड्रिंक। Not so sweet. Like the previous.
Double bit. Nice.
Like this one. The tonic has a nice punch of quinine inside, which is slightly bitter but orangish. And Indian tonic को थोड़ा ज़्यादा ही orange होता है.
We would not use soda with this kind.
We can use soda. So in my cafe, I had one soda, soda and coffee tonic. So I had one cafe in Ratnagiri. I'm from Ratnagiri, Maharashtra.
Come from Maharashtra.
The mangoes are.
Yes.
Oh, you know.
We have a whole farm of mangoes also.
I'm a Pune.
Oh, Marathi.
So we'd like to thank Sri, our host, giving us a very. Fine now. When in fact, the third event, it is more environment day, we did steel innovators. So this is what thank you for coming. I hope it was fantastic one. And Magan sir always there and we are always helping here. Please let us know if there is any future requirements there. We will give this whole area for you. You can utilize. We've done that before. Big events. Thanks again. Thanks. I didn't taste my coffee. My coffee is- Looks amazing. Yeah, thank you, Gautam. Now Gautam is in SSR layout. We just came here to support him. Thank you, Gautam.
Thank you, Gopal. Thank you.
Thanks.
Anisha, I actually read to you.
Okay.
Shilpa.
Thank you. Sure. Okay, so before we leave, everyone just say one word, how you feel right? Yeah, only one. Okay. Good.
I really want for the
Yeah, oh, only one. Hi.
Okay.
How you feel now?
Well, I just came for Ajay because it's not every day you get to meet a Q grader. So, all thanks to it.
Okay. So RPR standards in industry considered as a 10 set competition. So I cleared the exam which is called Q grading, which is internationally licensed competition.
Basically, you can say it's like a coffee sommelier. Like there's wine sommelier.
You kind of like words coming out.
Yeah. We thought about the how we can feel.
I'm awake.
One word.
Enlightened.
Oh,
Stories.
Discovery, yes. Building it but also.
Yeah, we do.
I think you can come here and we can enjoy.
So we can choose the equipment we take back.
Yeah.
That's what.
Yeah,
So they are